Welcome, family. Welcome to another episode of Crypto Cliff Notes. Again, we appreciate every single one of you for consistently tapping in with us. Just wanting to learn about the crypto world, wanting to learn about the decentralized world and what's going on in this space, because it's very confusing for the newest people coming into this space. It's new information, right? And you don't know what you don't know. So what myself and Pat, want to do, not only do we want to capitalize on this cycle, on the next bull cycle, but we really want to go ahead and really give you guys the sauce, the things that we're deep intensively researching, the things that we're talking about literally every single day. We literally just hopped up on here, and honestly we almost ran it over, just talking about what we wanted to talk about with you guys, because there's so much information that we have, that we've learned, that we want to give back to you guys. Myself, I've been doing this for almost 2 years. Pat's been in this space for since 2017, guys. So he knows a lot of information. If you guys learn something, you guys hear something, write it down, whether it's from me or him. Take note of what you're gonna hear tonight, because it's huge information, right? This is really big information that can really change your situation, because information can change your situation. It's just a matter of how you apply the information. So again, we're not financial advisors. We are just giving you guys our opinions based upon education, based upon our experience from past experiences. Again, no past profits guarantee future results. That's just something I want you guys to know. But what we usually do on this stream is we're gonna give you guys the most updated news, the most updated coins that we're looking into, the most updated information, and we want to get you guys involved as well. If you guys have any questions, right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my chat box real quick. If you guys have any questions while we're going along, please do not be scared to go ahead and drop your questions in the chat, because we're here to make sure you guys get the information that you need in order to be successful in this space. So without further ado, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to my cousin. Like I said, this is someone that's been in this space since 2017, guys, and this is someone that I truly look up to, and he's a mentor for me when it comes to cryptos and how I've been successful, how I've been able to 2, 3, 4, 5, 10x my accounts, just from listening to this individual and doing my due diligence and actually looking into the projects and information that he's talking about. Don't just listen to us and just invest into something. Actually do your due diligence and research this stuff, and that's what he told me from the jump, and it's really turned out to be very successful. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pat. Go ahead and take it over, man.
What's up, guys? Pat here. So let's go over today's market. Strange for a Monday, we're actually in the red. But that, like we said, we've been in that sideways market. So seeing these reds, as long as they're not crazy percents, Ethereum is down a little bit, but Ethereum went up while everything else was going down. Cool thing, if you do look at the market, like even though the market goes down, one thing that I pay attention to also is the Bitcoin dominance. So if you remember on Friday, Bitcoin was sitting almost exactly at 45%. Well, now it's at like 45 and a half. So I mean, even while it's going down, Bitcoin still is taking its dominance, which is a good thing, because like we've been saying, when this thing takes off, Bitcoin more than likely will be the first one to take off when it really starts growing, and then the rest should follow. At least that's how it was on the last bull run. But like I said, that's just like a good thing to keep my eye on, is that Bitcoin dominance. So I know last time when it was in the bull run, it will sit around like at least 50%, which is a good thing, and the money will be swinging. And we still have now another $1 trillion, 1.2 almost, have to go back in just to get to where we already were. So right now, while it's in red, I know we've been saying this is when you can stack your chips. Like you said, we're not financial advisors, but we're just letting you know what we're doing. And then so for today, I think we're just going to go over a couple tokens. I'm going to go over, somebody actually in one of the comments had a question for us about what was it, Flare. So we'll go over that. And then Jonah's got something we were going to kick back and forth. And then like in the meantime, if you guys had any questions, shoot them out to us and we'll try to go over them. But let's give him a second. He can go over the market real fast. Like I said, it's not a lot going on, but yesterday it was actually going up. So you can check that out real quick, and then we'll actually just get right into the to what we have. So back to you, Jonah.
Bet. Thank you so much, Pat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for just being here. If you guys like cryptocurrency, if you guys like what you're gonna hear today, go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. We actually have a little giveaway going on. If you guys go check out the description down below. Everything, the details for that giveaway, giving away a Ledger Nano S to secure your assets and everything like that. It's very important, especially in this space with a lot of hacking going on, with a lot of sketchy things going out there. You want to make sure that your assets are secure 100%. So if you guys like you guys like what you hear today, go ahead and smash that like button. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop it in that chat box for me, guys. I want to make sure that we're making sure that everyone is on the same page as us. So without further ado, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up my screen real quick. Like he said, our screen, our cryptocurrency market right now is honestly sitting right around 1.3, 1.4 trillion. It's been sitting there for a good bit lately. Really hasn't moved too much. But one thing I'll say, guys, is this is the perfect time, in my opinion, to start investing, to start really getting into the crypto world. Because when it comes down to it, back when Bitcoin was $3,000, everyone was like, oh, that's too much. Or when Bitcoin was even $10,000, everyone was like, oh gosh, that's too much. It went up to 64K. You can only imagine what's gonna happen on this next bull run. And if you just look at just history and kind of compare it, we're gonna have something very, very close to $100,000 Bitcoin, maybe $80,000 Bitcoin. I mean, that's just my opinion. Again, we're not financial advisors, but that's just my opinion. Right now, Bitcoin's sitting at 32,000, around 32,700. If you guys are in my midnight money chat, you guys know we actually caught some pips on Ethereum for the leverage trading. We caught, I think just alone today, we caught about 90 pips on Ethereum before it made that big dip. But just getting into the market real quick, it's really just consolidating. I mean, again, I believe we're still in what we call accumulation. If you go just check out our past streams, I kind of broke down what accumulation was. I believe we're in our phase C into phase D phase of our accumulation. That's my opinion. Again, we are kind of consolidating. We did see a push up back. I think it was the end of July. We had a push all the way up to about 36,000. And I told you guys, if we see 36,000, right, our next price that we're looking for would be 40,000, around 40,000, 40,500. So if we see that crack that $40,000 level, guys, we're gonna be back seeing $50,000 to $60,000 Bitcoin again. So like we said before, we're not financial advisors, but I think a perfect time to start investing into cryptocurrency. Not just buying and leverage trading. I'm talking about actually going on the exchanges and purchasing these coins. Now would be a great time to do so. Ethereum's holding pretty strong, holding around 2,000 level. If like I said, right to invest, I think it's a perfect time. Personally, I want to see it. If we're gonna take leverage trades, I would wanted to see it come down to maybe around like 2,000, 1,900 range right there to look for more maybe short term buys. But if we see this thing crack above 2,800, we're gonna see some highs either swept out or at least getting back to the highs right around 42, 4,300. So that's just my intake on it. Again, like I said before, we're not financial advisors, guys. We're just giving you guys our opinions on what we believe that's gonna happen in the market. I think that we're in really good position right now to really show you guys why we believe that this market is bullish. I mean, if you look at the fundamentals behind things, I mean, yes, technical analysis is very important, but you got to look at the overall picture. You got to look at the big picture. And if you look at these different countries adopting Bitcoin and adopting cryptocurrency, you're gonna notice that a lot of these big players aren't just putting in a couple $100,000, right? They're putting in millions and billions of dollars at a time. right? And as that goes along, it's a trickle effect. I mean, one bank does it, another bank's gonna do it. One country does it, another country's doing it. So it's like a domino effect when it comes down to it, guys. So um, that's that. But real quick, I actually wanted to bring up some news for you guys while we're here. I can go ahead and pull that up for you guys real quick while we're here, and then I'll pass it off to Pat. I'll let him go over his news, and I have something really important for you guys. Some really, really big news that I want to really express my opinion to you guys. But we'll get to that last. I'm gonna go over a couple news articles. I'll pass it back to Pat, and then we'll bring up the reason why this stream is really brought about. So the little catch for you guys. But where was it? U.S. Senator. Here we go. So a bunch of these different big name people like your senators, your different people in the state working for the state for the government are starting to really talk about cryptocurrency. And I just actually saw this article the other day, about 2 days ago. The U.S. senator invests in Bitcoin and Ethereum via Grayscale. So if you guys on our past streams, we actually talked about Grayscale, a very large investment company that invests. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, Pat, aren't they like the biggest investing investment fund investing into cryptocurrency or Bitcoin itself?
Them or MicroStrategy might be right up there. Um, but they're here. They're one of the top two players, if not the top. I'm not sure which one's on top, but yeah, one of them's holding like 500,000 Bitcoin, I think.
Got you. Yeah, like it. Yeah, they're huge. So these are really big players coming into the market. They're not just throwing their money into some exchange. They're actually going to these, bigger, funding companies or investment companies and investing with them. So U.S. Senator Patrick Toomey has declared investments in Grayscale's Bitcoin and Ethereum trust. His declaration shortly followed one by fellow congressman, right? So another player, U.S. Representative Barry Moore, who declared that he invested into Dogecoin, Ether, and Cardano, right? If you guys know, we love Cardano on this stream, guys. If you like Cardano or you like any of the projects that they just said, go ahead and smash that like button. I know all of you Dogecoin fans are out there. Go ahead and smash that like button, family. Go ahead and smash that like button. The second interesting news that came about. This is another, I guess you would say, bigger investment company. Capital International. I don't really know too much, but Capital International buys nearly 1 million shares of Bitcoin-focused MicroStrategy. So again, another big company, investment company, MicroStrategy, aside of Grayscale. They invest 1 million shares of Bitcoin. I don't even know the math. Pat, can you do the math for me real quick? 1 million times. I think we're sitting at about
Yeah,
30.
well, they bought. Hold on, they bought MicroStrat. They bought MicroStrategy sitting at like 650. I want to. My buddy just got right around, say, $650 a share. So there's $650 million they just spent.
Sheesh. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, you see these big players coming into play, attaining Bitcoin, attaining assets in the crypto world. I mean, it's only getting bigger from here, guys. And then this is something I just want to throw out there, which was very interesting to me, which really, really kind of like, I don't really understand, I guess you would say. TikTok bans users from promoting cryptocurrency. So I guess you can't do paid promotions or ads for cryptocurrencies anymore on TikTok. I guess because they don't, like, we've talked about this before, guys. When it comes down to it, it really comes down to what it is that they don't want us to have. They don't want us to have financial freedom. They don't want us to have all the good things when it comes to wealth. They don't want us to have the wealth, right? They have the power. They want to keep the power. The top wants to stay at the top. They don't want us people coming from the system to obtain these different assets and obtain financial freedom and obtain these different things in the crypto world, because they want all of that. Why do you think they're creating all this FUD saying, oh my gosh, Bitcoin's bad, or they're stopping mining over here and this and that, and you're hearing all this different stuff, and you're like, should I invest in a crypto? That's what they want you to think, right? They want you to think that stuff because they don't want you to invest, because they want all the Bitcoin shares. They want all the cryptocurrencies in their possession. So guess what? You have to go to them in order to buy it from them, and they control how much you can buy. I want you guys to really think about that. Right? I want you guys to think about that. If you guys understand that, go ahead and smash that like button. I want to pass it over to Pat so he can go over anything that he wanted to talk about, and then we can get into, the bigger article that we want to talk about with you guys, and then we'll get into how you can actually access or obtain some free crypto. So go ahead and take it over, Pat.
All right. So two things I want to actually touch base, well, at least definitely the one. So like what Jonah was saying, we were talking about now being a good time to invest, stack your coins, that kind of stuff. While the market is sideways, we're seeing these reds, these are good opportunities compared to 2 months ago. Um, that being said, like what you could do is, because we've been saying for a little while, we still feel like we know that run's coming, but we could still be a few weeks out. So that being said, rather than if you were going to invest all of it, say you had $500, or let's just make it easy, say $400, right? You were going to invest $400 this month. Rather than go right now and put all 400 on, say, like Bitcoin, what you could do is buy $100 each week, right? And what you're doing there is what's called like catching the cost average. Um, that way, while this market is going, it's never going to go completely sideways. It's never going to go just straight up. Even when it's up and you zoom completely in, you're going to see little dips and stuff. That's just how the markets go. But by doing the cost average, you don't have to like stress out about, because it's not impossible, but like it's nearly impossible to catch that bottom, catch that top. So that way, you know what I mean? If you bought this week and it's a little bit higher than next week, you bring that cost average down. And all that means is the amount of money you have to get back to hit the profits. I mean, it can work against you, obviously, if the price goes up by next week, but that's just part of this game. And like we said, we feel it's a little bit that the news and the media is steadily pumping. So it is gonna, it should take off very soon. But there's still time to stack. So like we said, just get that cost average. The other thing, what he just brought up about like that TikTok. So those kind of things are good and bad. Number one, it just gets attention to us. So no matter what, it's in the news. TikTok's huge. It's millions of followers. So that's a good thing. They say like any news is good news. Especially for it brings attention to it. But it's also because I don't know if Jonah even has a way to pull this up from he sent me something like just last week, just so like we were going to bring this up just to show you guys how just to be careful with certain stuff. Because now there's a lot of stuff called like airdrops and all, and there's ways to get free tokens, and that's actually what I was going to get into for a second, just show you about one of the airdrops that happened or is happening. But like you'll see stuff where they're going to tell you send 20 tokens at this address, we're going to return it as 40, we'll double you up. And like that stuff is going to become more and more common. And with the TikToks, it's going to be very easy, any of the social media, to pay an influencer to mention certain coins, certain tokens. And when their followers that have no clue about this stuff go buy that stuff, these other people can just dump it. So in some ways, like it is protecting. But the way I look at it, like I said, the overall picture, it's news. It's so mainstream now. It's showing you they're gonna have to ban stuff on TikTok. They got to ban certain stuff all over. Their banning, saying it's just showing you how it's global now. This thing it's worldwide. It's exploding. And these coins will explode. But all right, so now what I was going to go into is we have been talking a little bit about Ripple, which is their token is XRP. So that is the one right now that is up in arms with the SEC. So it's not available that easy. But Ripple had what happened. So there is ways you can get, I will make a quick video on this one just to go over like airdrops. So like what airdrops are, there's a few ways you can like acquire tokens for free, and they are legit free. Like right on CoinMarketCap, you can go to their calendars and see they'll have airdrops that you can enter. And these are like a lottery one. And they don't really require you to do anything other than maybe follow their Twitter, stuff like that. They're not going to ask for any kind of money. And if you get selected, you will get airdrop free tokens. That's one way you can do these. The other way that it happens sometimes is if a token forks. So when they have a fork off of their blockchain, what they'll do is to introduce the new tokens. Loyal to, like, if you had tokens when they do what's called their screenshot for their timestamp, they will give you free tokens. It has happened. So like when Bitcoin, anyone that had Bitcoin, when Bitcoin forked to Bitcoin Cash, received a Bitcoin Cash. I think it was a 1-to-1. So every many Bitcoin you had, you got Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash went all the way up to $4,000. So imagine if you had 10 of them, you just got 40 grand for free. Then when Bitcoin Cash forked, out came Bitcoin SV. So you got that for free if you had a Bitcoin Cash. So just by holding originally your Bitcoin, anyone that just is in the hold game and never sold anything also has Bitcoin Cash and also has Bitcoin SVs. Automatically, that's what happened with the airdrop. That's how they were distributed. There's other ways, like the site we talk about where you can also do your swaps. Uniswap, the way they did theirs were anyone that was loyal and actually using their swap site, they airdrop their tokens to. So there is ways that they distribute these tokens that you can get them completely free. So with Ripple, or XRP, I should say, what they did is they're having a fork. It's the Flare network. That's what that one's going to be called. On the Flare network, they're going to have the Spark token. So basically, it's still kind of up to a vote because they thought they had it figured out, and then taxes came in, and it's kind of putting a little bit of pause on things. But basically, so what happened was anyone that had Ripple or XRP in your wallet, it had to be, the screenshot date was December 12th. So if you would have had to have them last year. But if you had XRP at the time of the screenshot in the exchanges, in your wallet, you were eligible for the airdrop of the Spark token. They haven't done that yet. The way it usually works is, this is the one nice thing when you keep your tokens on an exchange. Usually when they have airdrops, you don't have to do anything, and the airdrop kind of automatically happens. Like I had a Bitcoin Cash. I woke up one day, I had Bitcoin SV in my Coinbase wallet. Coinbase doesn't even, you can't sell Bitcoin SV on Coinbase. But because they participated in the airdrop, I woke up, there's some in my wallet. Now I can pull it off and sell it on another exchange. But it just goes to show you, like, I had no clue that was even coming. I just woke up, I had it. And that day, I think it came out at like $200. So for every one, it was $200 that they gave away. So that's kind of what's going to happen with anybody that had Ripple. So if you had it on like a hardware wallet, I believe you had to, and we already missed this cutoff date, you had to kind of log on, give an address to qualify for the airdrop. But like I said, if it's in an exchange, it'll automatically happen. And the way it's supposed to happen is, what they're going to do is they're going to give out, and usually they drop them all at once. So say you had 100 Ripple and they were going to do a 1-to-1, they would give you 100 of these new Spark tokens. Well, the way they're going to do it is they're going to give you 15% off the jump, or this is the way they're talking about doing it. 15% off the jump, and then you'll get 3% increments from there on out each month, up to 24 to 36 months. The only problem is they're worrying about the 3% distributions when it comes to taxes. And I'm guessing that's just because like these tokens go up and down so much. So like usually when they come out, they're usually at their cheapest point. So you would much rather get them all at once while they're cheaper. Then the other issue, I guess, will just be, I don't know whether guys just don't want to have to, because you don't have to hold anything. So anything that was snapshotted on the 12th, you could have sold on the 13th your Ripple. You could have 0 Ripple right now. As long as you had them in the wallet when they snapshotted it, you're eligible for those tokens. So they're working on that right now, but that is literally going to happen as soon as this Flare network goes live. And that was projected to happen at the end of June. with, they were saying, give or take 2 to 4 weeks. So they're pushing for the end of July for all this to start. I'll keep you guys updated on that in case anyone did have Ripple. But like I said, that would have had to been on December 12th. You would have had to have them in your wallet, but you would qualify. And then what, like I said, what I'll do is I will make a video on just strictly airdrops. That way you can see how to get the free stuff. And that way also I'll try to pull up the article I was showing to show me. That way we can show you what not to do, so you don't lose any money. Because like I said, they'll give you stuff for free, and those tokens usually go up. And worst case, if they fail, who cares? They were free tokens. Jonah, do you have anything to add on to that?
Nothing as of right now. It seems like you basically touch up on everything about the airdrops, how it works. I know you said you're gonna make a video. I was actually just about to ask if you wanted to go ahead and show them how you can actually see the free airdrops, but you said you're gonna make a video of that, so we'll have that up this week for everyone out there. But real quick, I did want to go into, before we wrap this up, because we're getting to our 30-minute mark. I wanted to go over that last article, and that can honestly wrap up today. I just want to show them basically something that I found that really interests me. That me and Pat are gonna go back and forth, and of course, I would love to hear what you guys have to think about this. Based upon what we think. But basically, go ahead and switch this over for you guys. This actually came across, and this was actually something huge that really, I heard on another stream. I heard on, saw this, pop up on my news articles and stuff like that. That Wells Fargo shuts down all personal lines of credit, sparking outrage. So basically, when you get credit cards or you get loans or whatever it is, right? You have a line of credit, right? Now, Wells Fargo is shutting down all personal lines of credit, right? So I kind of want to come back to our screen real quick, and I want you guys to see. I want you guys to understand what's actually happening right now. I'm kind of laggy real quick, so I'm gonna turn my video off. But I want you guys to understand what's really going on in the crypto world right now. This honestly is the start of what we call massive inflation. I know you guys, if you've been tuning into our live streams, there's a lot of inflation going on. Gas prices are out the roof. Lumber is out the roof. Different things you're not going to be able to get very soon. There's going to be a lot of things that you're not going to be able to access, and that's because of what's going on in the world, right? And why are they, shutting down personal lines of credit? Why do you think? Right? They don't want to give you the money that they're getting, right? They don't want to give you the money that they're getting, right? It's inflation. What does that mean? People are about to lose money, right? People are going to have to pay high prices, meaning the money is going to go back to society, which is going to go back to the banks, which is going to go back to the families. It all goes back to the same people, right? So I want you guys to understand, right? We're getting into massive inflation. What does that mean, right? What does that mean? The US dollar, excuse my language, is going to take a shit, right? It's going to take a major toll. What else does that mean? Gold and silver is about to go up. What else does that mean? Cryptos are about to go up. Supply and demand. Supply and demand, family. All right? So I hope you guys really understand what's going on in the world, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. But I want to actually pass this off to Pat and see his opinion and his thoughts on this just with Wells Fargo shutting down these personal lines of credit, what he believes this is a sign of. Again, if you guys like what you're hearing, please go smash that like button. Please go subscribe. We would love to hear your thoughts in the hold up. I gotta turn this. They're talking in the background and stuff. I apologize. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna pass this off to Pat, and he's gonna, go ahead and, let us know what you think about that last thing that I just brought up.
I mean, it's insane that what they're doing. I think they said they're giving 60-day notices to the people. Then they're going to put them at like a fixed rate and you're going to make payments. But as he was saying, you can see everything right now. Prices going up, interest rates are going up. Um, and it looks like they're going to go up for a minute. Everything's getting costly right now. I mean, you can't find houses. If you buy a house, you have to pay way over the price. Um, it's getting crazy. It's getting a little scary. But this is also why stuff like cryptos and this technology behind this is like so crucial, and it needs to make it. And like he said in the beginning of the show, the only reason that like this stuff hasn't taken off is because there's too many people of power that aren't positioned where they want to be positioned. And until they reach that position or close enough, they're not going to allow this to go off. I mean, it's as much positive news as we pull up, the media will just put out just as much bad news. I mean, that's just they can do that, and that's what's going to happen. But as we showed you, when these big people are making the big purchases, don't worry about the little guys that are scared and selling. Follow those big boys. That's they're making sure they keep themselves positioned at the top. They always do. And like he said, it's a thing of supply and demand. There's only 21 million Bitcoin that'll ever be mined. There's a ton of them that'll never be back that have been lost in space because people lost their keywords and stuff like that. So there's not enough for everybody. So that's another reason this is kind of doing what it's doing. And we're going to keep seeing this. You're going to see banks. They control us. They control our money. I mean, it shouldn't, it's not, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see this. You have to ask for your money. You cannot just go in and you give them $1 million in cash. I guarantee the next week, if you don't call them, you ain't going and getting that $1 million back out. Like you go to a bank. Well, you can't go to a bank on a Sunday. You know what I mean? Like there's days, times, hours after 5 o'clock, you can't access your money. Like what kind of joke is that? If I want to pay for something, it's my money. I should be able to do whatever I want with it. And that's the beauty with this. At a push of a button, there's nobody to decide for us whether we can spend our money. And these banks will do stuff like that. They're going to stop lines of credit. You think just as quick, they're going to stop us. That's like what's happening over in Europe with, I think it's Barclays Bank. They are stopping their customers any transactions with exchanges. So rather than them just saying we're not have to ban Bitcoin, we don't have to you just can't fool with the exchanges to purchase them. The only thing is they don't realize is there's so many other different avenues right now that you can still go around them. And that's why if they don't figure something out, they will not be around, because this is going to take over and this takes their power away. We just showed you what was it? Probably 2 videos ago with the loans. Like, yeah, they're going to put these people in this crazy locked in interest rate. But meanwhile, if you own cryptos and you're sitting on them, you're just holding them. You can let that work for you. You can go get a 1% loan. We showed you a video, however much assets you're holding. If you lock them in certain accounts, they will give you anywhere from 25 to 50% loan based on that as collateral. As low as a 1% loan. I mean, that is cheap. You can pay off a lot of bills with that and save money. Like if you had a credit card, you pay it off with a high interest rate and you just start paying off your 1% that you borrowed. You're going to be putting a lot of money in your pocket. I mean, it's just a number game. But no, this is, I mean, it's big, but it just also, I don't even care about the fact that what they're doing. It just shows you the power that they have and the control they have over us. And that's what needs to be stopped. That's my opinion on that part. What you got for me?
Absolutely, man. Hey, and that's you said that's what they're trying to do. There's other ways around it. Again, that's why they got Crypto Cliffnotes, right? That's why they got Crypto Cliffnotes to give them the access of information, so you guys can really capitalize on what's going on in the world. Observe the masses, do the opposite, and success always leaves clues. So you follow these big players. You want to be on the side that they're on. I mean, if you look at right now, Bitcoin, yes, Bitcoin's going down, but there are more and more Bitcoin holders coming into play that are holding more than 1,000 Bitcoin. So if you just look at the factuals and don't pay attention to the FUD. Don't pay attention to the things that's gonna try and stop you from investing into cryptocurrency or anything. I mean, they pull out news. I mean, anytime you look at news, it's something negative. So again, whatever you focus on grows. So focus on what's actually going on. Of course, be aware of the things, the negative energy and the negative FUD and all that stuff against cryptocurrency. Be aware of it because it will move price down. But again, focus on the factuals, the fundamentals, and then just put technical analysis inside of that. And that's a wrap, guys. So again, I appreciate every single one of you for being on here. We will be back live Friday. Again, the details for the giveaway are down below. Go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And turn on our notifications, guys, because we're going to be dropping mad value throughout the rest of this year. We're going to really help you guys capitalize on this next bull run. And even with, the different options that you have. I mean, me personally, I want to start diving into NFTs. So stay tuned for that, guys. I appreciate you guys again for everything that you guys, the love, the gratitude, the support that you guys have for us. It's truly a blessing, guys. So I give it back to you. Thank you, guys. Again, that's another episode of Crypto Cliff Notes. We'll see you guys at the top, because the bottom is way too damn crowded, too much FUD, and we shall no longer participate